We've done it! Ipswich Town beat Norwich City 2-0 for the first time. First double since, I think it's 1992. We've done the double over them. This is huge. It's massive. We want your opinion. We want your reactions. Let us know in the comments and hit the link. Come on the show. But Matt, how huge, how good does it feel that we've beaten Norwich?
Just brilliant. We've done the double over them, so they can all stop crowing. Fantastic. That's ended their season. It's given our season another platform to finish in the top two. Just brilliant. I mean, to do the double over them this season after all the years of pain that we've had against, you know, the smaller club of Anglia. The pride of Anglia is blue and white. Always has been, always will be. Proving it today. Fantastic performance against what looked like an overhyped Norwich, really. I mean, depending on who you speak to, anyone would have thought we was playing Ancelotti era Real Madrid, Martin. But
this is it, yeah.
We got the early goal, didn't we, with the pen? Arguably, was it a pen? Who cares? It tastes even sweeter when it isn't, when it's soft, and that gave us the foundation to go on. And huge moment for the club. Fantastic for all the fans, everybody.
Huge moment, yeah, absolutely huge, and it just. And as you're right, you know, we come into this game, they're one of the best teams in the Championship since Clement took over. They're this, they're that. They score goals, they play with freedom. And Town have absolutely, for my money, shut them down this afternoon. Paul says defence outstanding. Trevor, how many catch have you got? Richard, and I know what there's an argument happening in the chat. Love it. Derby day. Daryl, soft penalty, and Nunez a lucky boy, but simply don't care. Get in there. But it is a big win in the context of the emotion as well. First double, I'm right in saying, I think, since 1992, a long time ago. John Lyle was the manager back then. A manager not spoken about enough for me, Matt, as previous Town managers get spoken about. And
yeah, we often say that, don't we, Johnny Lyle? Lifted a trophy under him. Yeah, and the last manager to do the double. Yeah, I think it was like 92, 93, something like that. 30 plus years ago, anyway. Yeah.
And did you see the celebrations at the end? It's more than just 3 points as well, isn't it? The big team photo, the fist pumps.
Yeah. O'Shea doing Nunez doing the fist pumps.
Nunez, yeah, well, get more. He was featured more in that after game celebration than perhaps throughout the course of the game. Yeah. We have got somebody joining us now. It is, of course, this man here, Mr. Richard Chandler. Richard, what's your thoughts this afternoon?
Hi, Rich.
Perfect game management from McKenna choosing the team that he put out. You watch Twitter up and it's in meltdown when the team gets announced, and then it's in meltdown when Hurst hands the ball to Philogene for the penalty to say, oh, at least he handed it over, like he can't ever score in a brothel or anything like that. He's just one player that's played fantastic today, and defensively we were outstanding.
Yeah. Oh, very, very much so. Very much so. And when you strip away the emotion, though, Rich, for a second, how good or poor or indifferent was the performance for you from Ipswich in the sense of many will say Norwich had a lot of the game, a lot of the opportunities. Well, I say opportunities, they barely created anything. But how did you see Town's performance is effectively the question.
Another day, that's a 5-0 win because their shots were all outside the box, speculative efforts. Yes, Hurst should have another goal. Azon probably should score as well. Their keeper's made a couple of good saves. We were completely dominant when we needed to be without being dominant in possession. And that's where we're a different team this season to 2 years ago. 2 years ago, that's a basketball game and it's 4-3 to someone.
Yes.
This season, it's a clean sheet. I know Walton's had a couple of saves to make, but they're all long-range efforts that aren't really testing him. I think it's outstanding.
I think it's fair to say, Matt, isn't it? Despite the possession weighing heavily with Norwich, that actually our most scary moments, if you like, were actually of our own doing, particularly Christian Walton, who 3 times today had what can only be described as a rush of blood to the head. Because he's created 3 opportunities for Norwich out of nothing, really.
Yeah, he kept coming to the edge of the area, didn't he? On like balls coming in. Maybe it was just a little bit of panic there. Look, we were sloppy in areas, weren't we? Like Taylor giving the ball away, or like Leif Davis giving the ball away. That gave them half a chance. I gave what Rich says, gave them half a chance. We defended brilliantly today. Greaves and O'Shea were immense. It's a toss of a coin to see who is the man of the match between those two. I'll probably lean it towards Dara, given he's the captain and the fist pumps, etc. at the end. But we were defensively brilliant. But yeah, I mean, look, we never quite go the whole 90, do we? We were sort of shooting ourselves in the foot a little bit. But, you know, as Rich rightly says, they didn't have that much up top particularly. And there was nothing for them to capitalise on.
Yeah, Rich, before I let you go, just talk to us about Dara O'Shea and Jacob Greaves. There were two players the watch-along viewers wanted me to speak about. Dara was given man of the match. I would have given it to Jacob Greaves personally, but overall, those two, how did you see their performance? It was colossal.
I thought they were both outstanding. I think I said for a long while before the suspension that I would have been dropping Kipro for Greaves because I thought that Kipro was looking leggy and wasn't so good. I think Greaves has shown in the 2 or 3 games that he's played recently just what a good centre back he is. And I think O'Shea is now showing so consistently how good he is since the Wrexham game. I think he's been outstanding since then. I think there was one sloppy pass that he did today, and he used to do 3 or 4 a game, but he did one today, and he straight away went and won the ball back. It was not, and then went mental when he did, obviously. But I just thought we were outstanding, and massive props to McKenna to, no matter the occasion, no matter what, to take Nunez off when he would have been sent off otherwise. Doesn't matter what the player thinks, what's going on emotionally for him. He's made the right decision. He's made the big call.
Yeah, absolutely. And you sort of jumped ahead of my notes there because I'm going to bring that conversation right to the fore now in regards to Nunez. Gavin says, we were mustard. Nick Muller, get the mustard out, Matt. Get the mustard, Nick Muller. Where is it?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Get him on.
We all want to see that video, Nick. Get it on the internet. Josh, loved every drop of emotion from the boys and Kieran McKenna today. Rich, we appreciate you. You're on during the week. I think next week we're looking forward to hearing more of your thoughts. Towards the end of the season, me and you always go back and forth in the comments. Looking forward to that one. You got one more point. Go for it.
We're going to catch Coventry. I'm joking. But we win the 2 games in hand after they've blown it against Wednesday today and didn't even score at home to Wednesday.
True.
We win the 2 games in hand. We're 5 points behind them.
Yes. It's on. The title charge is on.
And they've just drawn 2 on the trot when we've won 2 on the trot.
Yeah, they're wobbling. They're hearing Ipswich coming. That's what's happening. Millwall and Borough did the same. But Rich, we appreciate you. You look after yourself. All the best. If you want to come on the show, hit the link. Ask for the link in the chat, as many are doing so far. But you've got to ask for it. Click it and come on the show. Kickers, who's a Norwich fan. Hey, we were poor. Town looked strong. The ref was shot. No, ref was brilliant. Best ref we've had all year, Matt.
Really good. The standard of officiating in the Football League is fantastic, Martin, I feel.
I've never thought it was better. But jokes aside, whether you think it is or it isn't, and I saw Huckabee, and I never thought I'd agree with Darren Huckabee, but this is the world we're living in now, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm going to say something I never thought I'd say. Yeah. I agree with Darren Huckabee, who tweeted it's 100% a penalty.
Did he? He thought it was. It was soft, wasn't it? But look, the contact was there, and Taylor went down and cry me a river if you're at Carrow Road lamenting that. I mean, it tastes even sweeter.
It does.
to open the scoring with something like that, doesn't it? Brilliant.
Yeah, but whether you think it is or it isn't, and let's say it's a soft one, whatever your point on that is, we've always said, though, as fans, referees need to work as a team. You got 2 teams on the field.
I know. Yes.
In this case, Ipswich and Norwich. The officials are 4 people, and they need to work as a team. And they did that today. And that is something we've always asked as fans. The referee didn't see it. The linesman has spotted it. He has spoken through the mouthpiece. The referee has then come back and given the penalty. Whether it's right or wrong, we need to see more of that in football. That teamwork from the third team, if you like, which is the officiating crew. We've often asked for it as fans. We saw it this afternoon. Chandler said definitely a penalty. It's dangerous. But then Chandler is a Positive Town fan. And I'm going to drink the same positivity Kool-Aid as Chandler this afternoon. So definitely a penalty. I'm going to bring Beard in right now. Beard, we've got to talk. I'm going to call you Matt for this moment in time because I haven't got anything else. There you go. We'll change it to that. There we go. Beard.
I've been called worse. It's fine.
There we go. We've got to talk about Nunez, right? Because he comes on. I think he has something like 6 touches, nearly gets sent off, perhaps should have been sent off after 2, 3, 4, 5, insert however many silly fouls, you think, and then of course gets subs off. What did you make of Marcelino Nunez's moment in the sun?
I mean, I think I put it best on the on your live watch along. The occasion played him. He didn't play the occasion.
Agreed.
But I do like the intangible that he brought to the game, because the moment he came on, he rattled everybody on there just by coming onto the pitch. You can see the intensity on the back line of the Norwich. They were looking to do stuff to him. So I reckon he drew in a lot. One of them, where he was on the byline and it looked like he fouled him, but no, the player jumped over his leg, so he simulated that. But the rest of them were bang on, yeah.
Yeah, and I spoke about on the watch along, as Beard would say, Matt, in regards to Nunez going off right or wrong or whatever it may be. But the underlying thing for me was professionalism. Nunez is a professional football player. He's not a young player, and he's not playing on the Sunday level. He's got to do better in that moment. Yes, it's a huge moment. Yes, the crowd. I didn't actually think the crowd were that bad. I thought I was expecting worse, if I'm honest. And maybe it's because I was talking instead of intimately listening to the commentary and the atmosphere. But Nunez there, Matt, he's a professional footballer. He's a senior player. He's got to manage that situation better on a yellow card.
Yeah, I think the crowd certainly were getting on his back. I mean, he
but
went
not
down
to the level I thought he was going to be. Like I thought this was going to be, Roman gladiatorial baying for blood moment. That was It was occasional boo, a few people giving it large. Half term was clearly still in play, and it was mostly nothing. If I'm honest,
yeah. I mean, he came on the hour mark, didn't he? And it sort of descended into pantomime after that, didn't it? There's a school of thought that actually McKenna made a mistake bringing him on in the first place, and maybe should have chosen someone else to go in there because the crowd because he woke them up. The game was drifting. There's half an hour to go. We've contained them for 15 minutes. Then you bring Nunez on. It's suddenly woken them from their sort of miserable slumber, knowing that they're going to have to play the likes of Lincoln or Stockport, Stevenage next season at Carrow Road. And that kind of perks them up a little bit. There was an argument maybe to bring Akpom or somebody on. So it gave them a second win slightly. It was good. I agree with Rich Chandler earlier and Beard. It was good management to bring him off because you don't often see that happen, do you? Certainly in those circumstances. Public enemy number one at Carrow Road coming on and then being subbed off. But you've got to look at the bigger picture. You don't want him missing Portsmouth. Equally is a big game for us. That's one of the games in hand. So it made total sense to me. And he got his moment at the end anyway. Did the fist bump in front of the town fans and it's the badge.
You
and all the
he
good
was
stuff
man of the match, wouldn't you?
Yeah, all the good stuff you want to. I was praying he would score that free kick. His first touch.
Yeah, so was I. But he has got to do better though, Beard, because obviously a little while later in the game, Jacob Greaves goes down, and had that been a worse injury, you'd made all 5 subs, 2 of which was the same player. It could have cost you a little bit in the sense of you could have seen that game out with 10 men towards the end there. I know it's a big moment, and maybe Matt's right in regards to McKenna should never have brought him on, but still, once you're on, your late 20s, you've been around the football circuit, as it were, you've got to manage it, particularly when your captain and your manager have already told you, Marcelino, no more fouls.
Well, yeah, he was given every opportunity to calm down, right? Dara had to run up the pitch to talk to him. McKenna gave him an earful. How much of that, I honestly would have started him because then he wouldn't have had so much of an adrenaline dump when he came on, because he had to then kind of get up to that energy. And I think he surpassed it too much instead of managing it. I personally would have started him just for the scenes, but then I like the shithousery.
Yeah, and I agree. And I completely agree. Aid says Nunez's red mist, heart rate at 200 plus beats per minute. Trevor, it was the right decision not to start Nunez. Shane, can people stop giving McKenna a hard time now, please? Matt, will we stop giving McKenna a hard time? I say it's just speaking the truth. Beard says no. I love that. Matt, because obviously you could argue today we had a little bit of out of the box thinking with Ben Johnson playing on the right wing. Yeah.
I was chatting to Rich Chandler before the game. We thought it made total sense when you see that team and then you suddenly start thinking what the tactics might be. You're going into that kind of, again, you're going into the furnace like we had at St Andrews. You're doing this at Carrow Road. And Johnson just probably gives you a little bit more defensive now than probably McAteer does. And he's been in good form as well. He got the assist at Sheffield Wednesday, scores against Birmingham City. So he's been in good form. They kind of shoehorned him in, but it made sense because he gives you the option of going 5 at the back or going to wing backs if you want. And it puts a little bit more onus on the left, doesn't it, with Philogene and Davis, who we've seen a lot this season as being a good duo attacking threat. So great. But look, what have we said? I mean, there's been moments throughout the season, really, where Ipswich haven't played for 90 minutes. I'd argue, actually, we put in a 90-minute performance today. You saw it with the clean sheet. We saw it in the first half with the penalty and then the Hurst chance to score.
Yep.
We've done a number on them, and McKenna must be praised for that. He's done fantastic. Spot on tactics. It's brilliant.
I've got another question for you. All season we've had people questioning Dara's leadership and stuff like that. Does this give him a little bit of leeway? Because I think that was a captain's performance today.
Yeah, it was.
And I think, there has been a lot of naysayers about him, and I think he was massive today. He was amazing.
He was. I mean, Rich made a good point when he came on earlier, didn't he? He has been immense since Wrexham. He was poor in that Wrexham game and gave away that goal right to death, didn't he? To just sort of put the cherry on the cake for Wrexham. He's been really good since then. And look, he was celebrating tackles and blocks today like he'd just scored. And look at him at the end. Brilliant. Yeah. I mean, these are coming-of-age moments. He's taken the armband on from Wolsey. Huge role to fill.
But that's what you want from your captain.
Wolsey couldn't do. Won at Carrow Road.
Yeah.
100%. Jano, Gov, we are second. It's time to give McKenna some respect. We always give him respect. He's done an awful lot for this football club, and he's been an absolute legend. However, I do applaud the decision to play Ben Johnson at right wing today. I wouldn't exactly call it out of the box thinking. Like, it's not crazy. It's not, oh my days, where do you think that one up? But
it's one of his repositions.
Exactly. It made sense, but I think it did, make our right hand side attacking null. There was nothing attacking right hand side. It worked, but then you could say, if you had an attacker on that side, could we have drawn them out? More on the left-hand side. It meant that they could defend the left-hand side easier than they could the right. They didn't really have to worry about that.
Speaking of which, Beard,
in hindsight,
we always talk about myths and legends. And we spoke on Wednesday's intro. I said this is a game where those myths and legends are born and they're passed down through the years. Danny Haynes, the Canary Crusher, for example, still really dining out off on those games. And Jayden Philogene was included in the left-hand side, a player that spectacularly put an end to the Norwich dominance back in the early part of the campaign. And it took 12 minutes for them to be reminded of Jayden Philogene's goal celebration. Beard, can we speak about first and foremost that celebration? Because I want to applaud the man who gives it to the home fans in a derby after scoring a penalty. And he even picks out somebody in the crowd and points to them. Jayden Philogene, for that alone, you will always have my love, respect, and admiration for that celebration alone. Forget the moments, but that alone. Beard, talk about his performance.
I have to give a little bit of praise to George Ash because he removed his ego in that moment, right, to let Jayden take the penalty. He backs himself every time, and he's not always been the best taking the penalties. So I have to give praise for that, right? Because egos could have been like, right, I'm going to snatch this moment, but Jayden, he rose to the occasion. He's been in big games before, and he's done it. And again, the shithousery is beautiful. I love it. Nom 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 nom. Extra salt, please.
It's the point. It's the point. And that, of course, his first away goal.
His first away goal. Lee says it in the comments there, doesn't he? His first away goal. That's been a long time coming in as well. But it was such a cool, calm, collective pen, wasn't it? I was thinking, please let Jayden take it. I mean,
I was worried because Clark wasn't on the pitch, and I think Clark is our best penalty taker. So it was good.
Used to talk about Hurst in that like that, didn't we? But I mean, he scored that one at Birmingham, mentioned earlier. But then he was pouring the pens against Bromley, wasn't he? And we've not really seen much since.
Ever since that bread and butter comment, it's gone to shit.
Yeah, he missed one at Middlesbrough, didn't he? I think as well. But
he did.
Yeah, I mean, look, it would have been great if he'd got breaks today. Fantastic for his confidence. But yeah, Jayden, great pen.
Speaking of which, I lost my head when George Hurst scored the second. And I looked at half time because my wife said you should probably see what you did, because I said I completely lost my head. And I shouted, I shouted, it's bread and butter for dinner tonight.
Well, why not?
I don't know where it come from. I don't know why I said it, but Matt, it is bread and butter for dinner tonight because George Hurst got the second, which ultimately ends up being the match winner. How did you see his overall performance? And of course, Mr. Bread and Butter himself getting on the score sheet. That's also a good moment.
Yeah, he done well. I mean, look, he could have had another couple, couldn't he? He'd got the header that was a good save, but as Andy Hinchcliffe said on Sky, probably should have headed it across to Kovacic, is his name. Should have gone to his right. And of course, moments before the goal, he scores the goal, either side the keeper, and he would have scored there as well. So, I mean, he was getting lots of opportunities today. Wish he'd time his runs a bit better. He's offside a lot, isn't he?
Yes.
But, I mean, look, we've been critical of him this season. Is he in double figures now? Is he on 10?
10 goals.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a bigger return than what he got when we got promoted into the Premier League 2 years ago. So, I mean, full credit to him. The only problem he's got now, he's got comparisons to Delap, and that's where I think maybe the criticism is ups a little bit, doesn't it? Because of the shoes he's nearly got my tea over then. The shoes he's filling, but yeah, brilliant. Look, Ivan should have scored at the end and all, shouldn't he? I mean, the jury's out for me on him, to be honest with you. But the game was done and dusted then. But yeah, full marks to Hurst. Fantastic.
It's not for me, Matt. For where we're going, we need better. Stephen Peck, £1.49 super sticker. We appreciate you, Stephen. Thank you very much for your generosity. We do appreciate it. Lee says Hurst was isolated for most of the game. Higgy loves a bit of bread and butter pudding, don't we all? And George says, tell you something, lads, I've had a really bad week. Floods of tears here. What a statement win. Loving your content. We appreciate you're loving our content, George, and we hope you're well. And yes, it is a great afternoon to be a Town fan. All those years of hurt could start to wash away. Aid, Dara led from the front and pumped the boys up all of the game. Roman, that was a McKenna masterclass. It was a masterclass. I will take that.
We've skipped over your favourite man, Taylor. I think he had a really good game, especially that first half. Some really good tackles when we needed them. So
some shocking passes as well.
There was some shocking passing, but he gave us the tackling we wanted. We discussed that in the week. Can he give us that level of competition in the middle of the park? And he did. He did, to be fair.
Kerry, Ivan spends too much time on the floor. According to Kerry, Mark, it's midnight here in Brisbane, and I'm up for work in the morning. About to check in with you, lads. Please miss me. Brilliant. Sweet dreams. Sweet dreams, Mark. Town have beaten Norwich. Double for the first time since 1992. And it's all gone. Now, what can they crow about? Absolutely nothing. They can go back to their matchday programs and they can look at it and it can say participant of a trophy that Town won. Because that's all they've got left to cling on to. But never mind. There's always, oh, wait, no, won't be next year. Hopefully, because Town now have it all firmly in their hands. This was the game the league was looking at and saying Town aren't going to get anything from that game. Millwall, Middlesbrough licking their lips, thinking Town, we're going to walk away with 0 points. Kieran McKenna and co said, not on our watch. Turns up today. 2-0 win, 3 points. Millwall drew last night. We're back tomorrow. We'll look at it all. We'll discuss the game. We'll look at the wider lens. But Beard, who was your man of the match this afternoon?
Oh, it has to be Dara. But after game antics, Nunez.
Yeah, all right. Matt, one player we're not talking about enough that perhaps we will be in the coming days.
One play we're not talking about enough. God, crikey! I mean, it was a great team performance, wasn't it? It was great to see Jaden back and starting, and like we said, scoring that first away goal. Can that now be a catalyst for him to start doing what Clark has been doing and scoring regularly on the road as we count down towards the end of the season? We've now got a great foundation, haven't we, to go to Fratton Park, which I think is going to be a very difficult game if it's on. What's the weather like down there? Under lights. Another big 3 points needed. I mean, as much as we want to bask in this one, it's full speed ahead to the South Coast, isn't it?
Yes, it absolutely is. Don't forget our partners, Match Bingo. Play Match Bingo, win cash prizes. You get a 100% deposit bonus when you use the word Town, all in caps, TOWN, Town, all in caps. When you deposit the minimum of £10, terms and conditions apply. Over 18s only. Please gamble responsibly. Visit begambleaware.org for more information. Ben Johnson, 4 games in a row, says Shane. Aid, Greaves, man of the match. Stephen Peck, at last, a double over the Budgies. George says apparently it all kicked off. Police had to escort Nunez down the tunnel after the game. Chris Boyd, Hurst held the ball for the pen before handing it to Jaden. Surely he had first dibs, no confidence. No, I think he's the protector. In these days, football, they have a protector. Someone holds the ball. Everyone thinks he may be taking it. And then at the very last minute, up steps the taker. So then, so nobody can get into the psychology or mess with the taker. It's quite prevalent now in modern football, although it doesn't stop people trying to, obviously scuff up the penalty spot and whatnot, although generally they get someone to stand on that now as well. Sidebar, I thought our set pieces today, attackingly, still dreadful, still a lot of work, but defensively, they were very, very good defensively. Norwich must have had about 50 corners.
9, I think, in the first half alone. I mean, they had about 6 of those in about 3 minutes, didn't they? I mean,
yes,
they did defend very well there. Yeah, we did defend very
Mark
well.
Hudson certainly earned his money today. very well earn his money from me on Monday. Stowmarket Osteopaths, quality care since 1985, 01449 613 633, physiotherapy and osteopath services. I'm trying to get Jeremy on the show, but Jeremy's link keeps dropping out. He keeps disappearing from me. We're running out of time. Trevor's off to listen to Canary Call. We don't often promote other shows on this one, but I would certainly probably go and check out TNC over the next coming days. Will be a fantastic listen, fantastic watch. In fact, boys, it's over to you, really. Because Town have done the double, the first time since 1992. So enjoy this one, Town fans. Live it up. If the National's your thing, play the National because it is your day. It is your afternoon. I've got 2 or 3 horses in myself. Hopefully they're going to come home and hopefully they're going to win. And hopefully it'll be a fantastic day. But until tomorrow, he has been Matt. He has been Bid. We've had Chandler on as well. And you've been absolutely amazing. Town have won. Happy days. You've reached the end. Thanks for watching. Check out more videos, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.